Going to be doing things a little bit different today, as we probably will be all month. If you haven't checked out the offer on the site, be sure to do so. This offer will not come back around. If you join at any point during August, you're going to get a free £500 upgrade. This means that you're going to get one-on-one sessions with me at no extra cost. But for now, let's just get stuck in. So the first pair that I want to take a look at is New Zealand dollar, US dollar. We're starting the week view. We can see the first thing that I'm interested in is the weekly candle from last week finished in a bearish pin bar. So we could be expecting potentially some bearish movement, but let's just take a bit of a deeper look and see if we can find anything that could be relevant. The first thing that I'm interested in is where are our major levels, and we've definitely got a level of resistance in the week view sat just here, which we appear to have seen a rejection of last week. We've also got some kind of trend going on here. We've got multiple taps of liquidity, so we could be seeing that this level may well act as support. But if we move into a lower time frame, we can maybe have a look and see that if there's any clues that we might be able to find some potential targets for a move to the downside. So if we look at it in the day view, we can see that we've got a very, very bearish candle for Friday. It's not quite a bearish engulfing. We didn't break the low of Thursday, so we can't take it as that. We've got nearly a rising wedge in play here. However, the bottom level is not actually clear enough for me to warrant trading this as a riding wedge. So I'd be more interested now in moving into an even lower time frame to see if there's any clues. In the 4-hour view, we can see that we appear to have an ascending channel that we may have potentially broken out of already. I'd be a little bit flexible in where the bottom of this level actually sits, and I'd want to see some price action develop over the start of next week. But I believe that we are looking for a move to the downside on this pair, and this can be confirmed in the 4-hour time frame by the fact that we can see we are punching. We've sat in this range here, and on Friday we've punched up to make a new high. And across these three movements, we've actually got divergence. So I'd be interested to see what happens for this at the start of next week. TP students, I know exactly how I'll be looking to find targets, but I imagine first target is going to be sat around here, just below this trend line, and the second target is going to be sat down here. TP students know that we'll do this through the use of a fib extension, so I will get this applied and sent over to our WhatsApp channel. So EURUSD we've been looking at for quite a while now. We've covered it in the free group as well. We can see this monthly descending trend line. At the end of July, we have actually broken this level. We have closed just above. So I'm very, very interested to see if we can get involved in some buys on a pullback, because a break of this trend line, and if we do see a move away over the next few months, this could make way for a serious move to the upside. The break of this channel had targets sat fractionally above the 200 EMA. We have not reached the second target for this move, but we have reached the first target, which was sat near enough on this trend line itself. It's an extremely bullish month for the euro across the board in July, so I'll be interested to see if there's any clues that we could potentially get to be able to enter anything on this in a pullback. We can see that we've got all our monthly levels laid out. We've got a clear structure in terms of sat just below, which gives a confluence of a meet of our trend line. In our lower time frames, if we just take a look and see if there's anywhere potentially we could get involved. Our 200 EMA has acted nicely as a dynamic support and resistance, and we have considerably pulled away from that level. The 200 EMA also sits bang on this monthly level just here, so I'd be interested to see if we're going to get some kind of trend form on this pair over the next few weeks. But I'd want to see, does a fib retracement give a clue? We can see that the 6186 bang on that level and bang on our 200 EMA. If we can see this pair dwindle and take a slight move down, we may well see that our EMAs level out and come back. This could give us a nice pullback down. Bearing in mind this would be a 200 to 300 pip pullback. So we are asking quite a lot to see that move, but I for sure will be looking to buy this pair after we see quite a considerable drop away to get the pair to be able to regain some of that strength. In the lower time frames, we are starting to see that this move to the upside has started to fade away. So for sure, I think we are due a pullback. It's just making sure that we catch that at the bottom. We can confirm that with some lower time frame price action entry techniques. So that for sure is what I'll be looking at on EURUSD. Not really interested in catching a sell here unless we get some nice clear continuation patterns on the way down. For me, long term on this, I'll be looking for buys after a pullback. Euro Yen is very, very similar to EURUSD. We've been watching this for quite a while as well. What's more interesting, I think, about this is the fact that we're actually sat bang on this ascending trend line. We rejected this level last month in the form of quite a strong pin bar. This month, or last month rather, July, we've seen quite a bullish move. As I say, we've been bullish on the euro across the board this month. However, we can see that the neckline of our double bottom was broken. So I am looking for a pullback on EURJPY as well to warrant taking buys. If we move to a lower time frame, we can just have a look and see if there's any clues. So in the day view, we can see that we appear to be rejecting this monthly ascending trend line. So I'll be interested to see that we continue to reject this level over the course of next week and potentially see some form of a move back down. The neckline could prove to be our area of interest. So if we just slap a fib retracement on our trend move, we can see that all three levels are sat right on our neckline. This purple box here, this is the highs and lows of our neckline in the month view. So I'll be interested to see how the price behaves when we get a pullback. But what we need to bear in mind is if this is a monthly double bottom, then this pair does have the potential to punch down for the next 2 weeks, and that's not going to invalidate the pattern. What we're going to be interested to see is that before the end of the August candle, the pair has punched back above and has closed back above this level, because we could just have a big wick, a 200-300 pip wick that drops back down, and if we do get a retrace to the channel top of this descending channel, then even better. We're already holding longs on this back from the 14th of May, which is all the way down here. I've got no plan on closing that trade anytime soon. It was covered in depth on the website and on previous videos. So if you've missed that, be sure to check it out because it gives a very, very detailed explanation of how we took this trade and why we have been looking for this move for the last 3 months now. CADCHF is another pair that we've looked at on the website in the free group for a considerable amount of time. A few weeks ago, we noted that we had broken this channel and said that we were looking to sell this pair. We then noticed, and also on our YouTube channel as well, so check the video out if you've not seen it, that we'd had this smaller descending channel form and noted that we were looking for a break and then a move to the upside for the channel bottom to short this pair. This is exactly what we got, and if we look in the day view, we can see how clear cut the break and retrace back to the channel bottom was. We've only hit target 1, and we've actually taken a pullback late last week. So I for sure will be in the lower time frames looking to sell this to see if we can get a continuation move to around 670. GBP pairs have been very friendly to us the last few weeks. They've given some really clear-cut entries on some really nice patterns. We've had channels, continuations, double bottoms, all sorts. They've really respected fib levels as well as our MAs in the lower time frames. Although this pair is at a key level in the 4-hour view, and we appear to have rejected in the form of a very strong wick in the 4-hour view just here, I'm not necessarily looking to sell it based solely off the back of that, because we've actually got in the day view a descending channel. So I'll be interested to see what kind of move we can get, and if we do reject this, I'm looking for probably a move back down to the channel middle or the channel bottom. I won't necessarily be selling this pair from this level. I'm realistically wanting to see if we can break this channel top. So this one for me is just going to be a sit and watch. So as we've already said, GBP pairs have been very, very friendly to us. GBPUSD is no exception. This one was explained in a group session a few weeks ago where we took a long entry just here. The video explanation is on our Instagram, so if you don't follow us already, it's at TP_FX. Be sure to take a look at that video because it gives a full detailed explanation as to how we were able to find our entry just down here on this slight pullback to make way for this move up. Our targets were hit and the trade was closed. That doesn't mean that I necessarily sell when I hit the targets. I need to find a reason to do so. In the lower time frames, we can actually see that we've had a bunch of continuations form as we've seen this move further up. And on Friday, we actually saw a bearish engulfing form. So we are potentially looking to take some sells. Whether they're ready, that's yet to be decided. We can also see that we've got partial divergence across this move up to the upside, and in the day view we appear to have reached a very, very major level within this pair. Price action from Friday doesn't look like this pair is interested in breaking this level just yet, so I'm definitely interested to see if we can see some kind of a slight pullback move up to make way for an entry on Monday or Tuesday, or potentially I'll be looking to see that we continue to see this rejection for the early part of next week and then look for some form of a continuation that's going to allow us to get entry. Realistically, on this at the moment, I will be looking to take sells, but whether we are going to be able to get into them just yet, because I will never take a trade based on the fact that we have just hit a major level or we have a pin bar. There needs to be more confirmation. We need to see a break and retrace of a pattern. There needs to then be a price action confirmation to get into that trade. So at the moment, I'm looking for shorts on this pair. If we can see a break to the upside on this pair and a close, because it's a daily level, so we want to see a daily break and a daily close and break back down to this level to be able to warrant looking for buys. But at the moment, my bias on this is short. So last week we covered EURUSD as well. We'd stated that we'd broken this weekly level with this candle closing above and that we were looking for longs. On a few of the other pairs today, we've said that we've got a bias and not necessarily said that we're just going to enter. This in the 4-hour view gives a prime example of the kind of stuff that we're looking for. So last week we'd stated that we'd seen a break of this level and we were looking for buys. This flag gave us our entries when we'd pulled back, punched above, and then the pair just moved up and was bullish for the biggest part of last week, apart from when we saw this strong pullback. Now what I'm interested to see in the day view, because at the moment this looks like it could be starting to form, and at the moment this is only potential, and any pattern is only ever potential until we see a break and pullback. But at the moment it certainly looks like we're starting to see a wedge form. We can also see that we've got clear divergence throughout the life of the move to the upside. So I'll be interested to see if the bottom level wants to break, because my expectation is that we'll see it fall back down and continue to condense. But what I'll be interested to see is how long and for how much does this price want to squeeze before we see a break and a move, because it's still possible that we're going to be able to take our first, potentially second's probably a little bit far-fetched. At the moment I am still holding this long. I am holding it risk-free, so I'm not really too bothered, and I will probably look to shut out about 70% of this trade given the start of this formation at this one level fib, which is the target of the flag that we had seen in the 4-hour view. So that's just some of what we're going to be looking at for the coming week. If you want to get involved and get updates on these in real time, then be sure to jump on our website and click the join button. August is the month to get involved. Not only will you get real-time updates on these, access to our course, access to our chat room, but at the moment, when you join up, you can also get a £500 add-on for free and get one-on-one sessions with me for no extra cost. So it's definitely the time to get involved, and it's definitely the time to take your trading to the next level.